January 20th, 1996. Three young women in Varginha, Brazil, saw something that would become their country's Roswell, and the evidence is terrifying. A week earlier, a geography teacher had witnessed a damaged, cigar-shaped craft trailing smoke as it crashed into the countryside. Days later, the town would be swarming with military. Then came the encounter. Three women taking a shortcut found a creature crouching in the weeds. Described as 4 feet tall with brown, oily skin that reeked, 3 bumps on its head, and massive red eyes. They ran home screaming they'd seen the devil. But they weren't the only ones. Multiple witnesses across town reported seeing the same beings. The military cordoned off entire sections of Varginha. Here's where it gets dark. A 23-year-old military police officer named Marco Chereze captured one of the creatures and transported it to a hospital for examination. Days later, he developed a mysterious infection. Within weeks, he was dead. The pathologist who examined his tissue samples stated the bacteria were so aggressive and so unlike anything on Earth that it suggested an extraterrestrial origin. His family claims the military forced a rushed burial. A doctor at the hospital recently came forward. He saw the being, said it looked at him with those red eyes, and transmitted an overwhelming sense of peace. Anonymous soldiers claimed the U.S. government took the creature to an undisclosed location. The Brazilian military explained that the women just saw a homeless man. However, witnesses include doctors, police officers, pilots, credible individuals with nothing to gain. So, what really happened? Now this one is wild. In March of 2025, a mysterious metallic sphere fell from the sky in Colombia, and nobody can explain it. The surface is completely seamless. Zero welds, bolts, or joints. This is something that is well beyond our current technological capability to create. Covered in ancient symbols, such as runes mixed with Mesopotamian script, recent AI translations suggest the sphere discusses consciousness, unity, and transformation. X-rays reveal 3 metal layers and 18 tiny microspheres arranged perfectly around a central core, almost like a miniature solar system. Along with always being cold to the touch, preliminary tests suggest the sphere consists of materials unknown to the periodic table. Yeah, I'm gonna need the skeptics to explain this one, because right now, this looks like someone dropped their homework from another planet.
It started in June 1994. Meng Zhouguo was working in the Red Flag Forest near Phoenix Mountain. He and his cousin saw something shiny on the mountaintop. White, metallic, they thought it was a downed weather balloon. Meng climbed toward it, got within 50 meters, then an electric shock, like being struck by lightning. He fell unconscious. His cousin dragged him down. When Meng woke, he was terrified, claimed something had touched him, something not human. Meng was sleeping next to his wife and young daughter. He woke to see a 3-meter-tall female alien standing in his bedroom. She'd floated through the wall. The alien communicated telepathically. She needed his genetic material. Meng claims he levitated above the bed during the encounter. 40 days. That's how long it lasted in his perception. But in reality, 30 minutes. His wife slept through everything. 1 month later, Meng claims he was taken to a spacecraft on Phoenix Mountain. Inside, he saw the same alien. She showed him technology beyond human understanding, told him their species had been visiting Earth for thousands of years. Then the prophecy: you and I created a child. In 60 years, when your son is born on our planet, you will meet him. Meng would be 86 years old. The aliens said he'd live to see it, and then they returned him. No physical proof, just his testimony. and China believed him. Wuhan University's UFO Enthusiasts Club investigated in 1997. They interviewed Meng extensively, used hypnosis regression, lie detector tests. Their conclusion: the initial contact on the mountain may have occurred, but the subsequent sexual encounter and abduction? Almost certainly psychological fabrication or dream. But then, UFO Research Society, a state-sponsored organization, investigated. They interviewed 140 witnesses, analyzed the evidence. Their conclusion? The events Meng described are consistent with genuine extraterrestrial contact. They made him a celebrity. Why did China's official UFO organization believe him when skeptics didn't? Some say nationalism, having first contact with aliens, elevates China's importance. Others say the government wanted a famous UFO case to seem progressive and open-minded about extraterrestrial life. And Meng, he never changed his story. Never sought money, lived modestly, gave interviews for decades, passed every lie detector test. It did happen, and China's government knows extraterrestrials are real. The case remains China's most famous UFO encounter.
Ever had an alien crash land in your backyard? Well, it just so happened that on April 30th, 2023, a family called 911 screaming about 8-foot aliens in their backyard. Police body cameras captured what happened next, and experts found something terrifying in the footage. Around midnight, 17-year-old Angel Kenmore and his brother were working on a car when they heard something crash from the sky. A shockwave hit. The air went blurry. Then they heard thousands of footsteps surrounding them. When they looked behind the forklift in their backyard, they saw it, a creature 8 to 10 feet tall, greenish with massive eyes staring directly at them. The family called 911 terrified.
There's like an 8-foot person, and it has big eyes, and it's looking at us. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% not human.
Here's what makes this undeniable. At the exact same time, police body cameras across Las Vegas recorded a bright object falling from the sky. Multiple witnesses across 3 states reported the same flash. When officers arrived at the house, one was recorded saying,
I'm so nervous right now. I have butterflies. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too.
Police didn't dismiss this. They searched the backyard, found a perfect circle burned into the ground, interviewed the family, found them completely sober and credible. Then they did something shocking. They installed cameras in the backyard and returned the next day for a follow-up. But here's what should terrify you. A forensic analyst examined the family's video frame by frame. He found 2 beings using what he called cloaking devices, distortions in the air, with heads visible, peering over the fence. The technology to create that effect doesn't exist, not for civilians. The investigation is still open. Police won't call it a hoax. The cameras are still in that backyard, and the family, they won't go outside after dark anymore. Something 8 feet tall with glowing eyes looked directly at them, and it had the technology to disappear. Whatever landed in Las Vegas that night, it wasn't from here.
In 1985, NASA astronauts saw something impossible during a classified mission. They called it the Gargoyle. Multiple crew members reported a dark, winged figure keeping pace with the shuttle. Not debris, not ice crystals, something watching them. But here's what's terrifying. The same entity has been spotted on the ground. Security footage from NASA facilities shows a gargoyle-like figure perched on rooftops, always watching the labs. Theory 1, it's an alien probe. The wings? Solar collectors. It follows astronauts from space to Earth, monitoring specific individuals who've seen too much. Theory 2, interdimensional guardian. The gargoyle appears wherever humanity pushes the boundaries of space exploration, as if warning us not to go too far. Theory 3, ancient watcher. It's been here longer than NASA. We built our space centers on its territory. Now it's reclaiming what we disturbed. NASA deleted the security footage. The astronauts were debriefed. Workers who've seen it are transferred or go silent. But night shift employees still report the same thing: red eyes watching from the roof. It followed them from space. Now it's here. What does it want?